Goal setting, SMART goals, vision boards and action plans. It sounds like a typical activity that we would do with our students at the start of the year or the start of a term, doesn't it? And it should be, because we want our students to know how to set goals. But wouldn't it be powerful if instead of just teaching goal setting, we taught our students to handle the next step, how to adapt their mindset so they can pursue their goal with confidence, how to remain focused when excitement and motivation fades, to set themselves up so they can stay consistent when the hard work begins, and how to just take action even if that self-doubt appears. Wouldn't that be an education worth having? I want to start by sharing some stories with you that demonstrate my passion for mindset education and the adaptive mindset and why we need to teach this to students. In 2017, I remembered that phrase, you know, the one that you can do anything you put your mind to? You might have said it to someone before or just heard it when you were younger. And I heard it when I was at school. And I remember thinking, I wonder if that's true, that I can actually do anything I put my mind to. So in 2017, women's Aussie rules football turned professional. And I thought, well, wouldn't that be cool? Let's see if I can become an elite footballer. I'd played sport all my life, but I'd never played anything at the top level. I'd always wondered what it would be like. And I'd never played football before. But you can do anything you put your mind to, right? So off I went, I trained so hard. Like, I tried to do everything that I thought you should do when you want to be at the top, when you want to achieve a big goal. I trained weeknights, weekdays. I found a coach online that would train me one-on-one outside of the club. I just worked so hard because I thought that's what you have to do, which it is. And then during a game, 3 years into pursuing this goal to be an elite athlete, a player fell back on my knee, snapping it backwards, broken bones, torn ligaments, and my season was over. Now, for most players, most athletes, that would have been devastating. But guess how I felt? I was relieved. Because what I hadn't been telling anyone was just how much I was struggling with the mental game. That pressure to perform and the need to constantly improve, just the frustration when progress is slow, but also comparison and self-doubt. Especially when you're actually getting better and better at something, it can feel that perfectionism can really start to play a part. And I thought this has to be something that my students battle with day by day. We teach goal setting, but do we just stop there? I'd just been stopping there. And I thought we need to be teaching them the mindset skills, because goal setting means nothing if we can't adapt when the goal gets hard. And so as a PE teacher for over 15 years now, and I just thought I need to be doing something more. So I actually stepped away from teaching as a PE teacher, and instead now this is what I teach. I teach that gap that I've found, which is mindset education. Because our students, they feel this. They feel that pressure to perform. They feel that frustration if they're not quite meeting the level they're meant to be at. And they also feel the uncomfortable reality of hard work. But we want to put that on them. We want to push them. But are we preparing them? So since my football experience and since creating for Think Set Go, this helped me to create Think Set Go, which I needed something that I could teach to my students, but that they could then take and use. And I thought, to pursue a goal, we need to be able to think in a way that's supportive. We need to be able to back ourselves, talk ourselves into it, and be there for ourselves when no one else is. So we have to be able to think in a helpful way. We need to be able to set ourselves up with a plan, or at least an environment that supports us. And we need to be able to adapt that. We need to be able to be flexible. The other thing is we need to be able to go. Sometimes we just have to take the emotion out and do what needs to be done. even if we don't feel like it. So we need to be able to take action. Go. Think, set, go. It's a simple framework. When students are feeling stuck, they can just say to themselves, do I need to think, set, or go right now? Cognitive scientist Dr. Maya Shankar, she looks into goal pursuit and she says it really well. She says, at the start of a goal, motivation is generally high because we're excited. At the end of a goal, motivation rises again because the end is near. But in the middle, there's often a lull, especially when the goal takes time. And this is where a framework is effective. The students can then say, what do I need to do right now? Think, set, or go. So one of the ways that I like to teach this is to identify where our focus is. And if I was to say to you right now, put your hand up. Can you do this for me? Put your hand up, shake it, put it in a fist, and place it on your chin. Made you think. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So we think we're on the right path. We think we're doing what is helpful, but actually we could be focusing on something that is hindering our goals, like focusing on everything going wrong or focusing on how nervous we feel instead of why we're doing it, what we want out of it, and how cool the experience is. So I decided that in order to teach this, perspective was a really important aspect. And today I want to share with you a little activity, a little trick that I do when I'm trying to teach perspective. And I have a volunteer coming up to demonstrate this for me. When I was trying to teach my son about perspective, he's 5, I said, it's like seeing something from another angle, seeing something in a different way. And he said, oh, I know what you mean, like this. And just started moving his eyes around. And I thought, no, I'll show you. So I showed him this as well. Thank you for coming forward. Now, this tissue is clean, I promise. All you need to do is tell me what hand the tissue is in. Okay, so I'm just going to lift it up over your head in a minute. So I'm going to go like this. 1, 2, 3. Which hand? Well done. Give her a clap. She did it. Okay, let's go again. It's not hard, is it? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Well done. Got it again. Last time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No. Thank you. So not magic. Not magic. But illusion and magic tricks like that are so helpful in teaching perspective because from your perspective, your point of view, the tissue was thrown over her head. But from her point of view, I'm a magician. I'm magic. And it's really important that we tell our students to always look at things in a different way if we can, because that's how they're progressing their goals when that self-doubt suffocates them, when they do feel stuck. It's perspective, focus. It's an effective way in getting back to direction, finding that direction again. So after teaching the Think, Set, Go framework and after practicing mindset skills with the students, I thought really if I'm going to understand perspective and I'm really going to be able to teach the Think, Set, Go framework well, I want to be able to know what it feels like to pursue a goal for myself. So in November 2024, I decided to set another goal. And this time I knew I had the Think, Set, Go framework to help me. So I said, okay, I just want to run every day for 1 year, every day for 365 days. So I started strong. Just like in the football goal, I was disciplined and routined. And I thought, I've got this. But then the winter hit, the cold weather, and it got hard. And it was tedious. And I'm like, okay, this is the point. This is where I need to adapt. And this is where we all feel in the messy middle. And I started to think, okay, I've got to think, set, go here. But then I started to feel particularly tired. My clothes didn't fit so well. Morning sickness. I was pregnant. and I still wanted the goal. And this is where it's important to know what you want, because then you can adapt. It's more easier to adapt. Now, I thought, okay, I'm going to be safe running every day for a year. Even though I'm pregnant, I will make this work. I had to think. Some days I had to change what I was focusing on. I had to be grateful that I could run it all. I had to just say to myself, you're trying to test consistency here. You're trying to test having an adaptive mindset. And this is the hard part. And this is what it feels like. Other days I had to set myself up differently. Bought a treadmill, for example, so that I could run on a safe surface, had a playlist ready to go. Other days I just had to go. Not overthink, just do it. Simplify it, not overcomplicate it. Put my shoes on, get on the treadmill and run. I had to think, set and go multiple times. And at 365 days later, at 8 months pregnant, I completed the goal. And it was just a powerful moment for me to say to myself, if I set goals and I practice using these adaptive mindset skills, I will become better at teaching it. And I encourage you to do the same. That goal that's been on your mind, just start it. Why not? And just see what happens. And then when it feels hard, ask yourself, do I need to think, set, or go right now? And that simple question can help you gain direction. Because in our changing world, we need our students to be able to adapt. And it's important that we are practicing these skills ourselves if we want to be better at teaching it. So, yes, let's tell our students that they can do anything they put their mind to, just like when I tried to test the theory. But let's also give them the skills to adapt their mindset so they can think, set, and go into the future. Thank you.